Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So I was getting ready for today's reading video, and as you guys know, I've been really making an effort to create more mini readings because I absolutely love and have such a passion for being able to do these deeper dives into specific threads of energy that come up. I mean, yes, of course, I love doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday collective readings, but I often feel, and let me know if you feel this way as well. Sorry, the wind is like roaring outside. So I'm kind of like, I paused for a second because I heard the wind blowing against my door. I am actually in Mexico right now, so I am away from my typical home setup, but I'm using my travel microphone, and I really love this one. I actually use this a lot when I'm home anyway. Let me know, by the way, if you are someone who records videos or music, what kind of microphone you use. I use a Shure USB microphone, and I will put it down in the description box as well if you're interested in checking it out. I have no idea why I felt guided to share that, but I have really been loving this microphone. I'm not like affiliated with them or anything like that, but I just wanted to share that. And what it leads me to think is that this reading might connect with someone who has been contemplating. The word compliment wanted to come out. Maybe there's something about a compliment or someone complimenting you or something like that. Ooh, or I heard that like compliment spelled completent, like someone being a good counterpart to you in some way or harmonizing with you in some way, which I know I'm talking kind of fast here at the beginning of this video, but I feel like that's going to be right on theme because as I was making my coffee, I made myself a little bit of decaf coffee because it's the afternoon here. And so while I was making my coffee, I was looking in this there was kind of like a reflective mirror type thing on the wall. Like the wall was just a mirror. And I saw my own reflection, but then as I was looking at it, I almost felt like it was morphing in a way. And suddenly I was looking at someone that was like me, but parallel. And I felt that there was a message because of course my microphone and my cards were already set up. And so the message that I got is that you have some kind of a mirror soul, but one is lagging behind. Like there is this sense that I am speaking to someone who is dealing with some kind of a mirror soul connection. And I'm hearing reflecting each other for a purpose because immediately I felt that some of you may be asking for clarification when I use the term mirror soul. Some people use this interchangeably with the term twin flame. Personally, I feel like I tend to use the term mirror soul separately, not to say that this person can't also be a twin flame, just like a twin flame is a form of a soulmate, but not all soulmates are twin flames. I feel that a mirror soul can be a twin flame, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. A mirror soul, from my perspective, and of course, everyone defines these things differently, but from my perspective, a mirror soul is someone who reflects something back to you for a purpose about you, someone who often shares a lot of life parallels with you. And we tend to gravitate towards and cross paths with mirror souls because we have something to reflect to each other, to show each other through our own reflections. And the thing about encountering a mirror soul is there's always this profound mutual benefit that comes out of that, but it can also feel almost a bit emotionally overwhelming as well. Because when you connect with a mirror soul, there's this really intense feeling like, whoa, we've walked parallel pathways or we're similar in this way and that way. And you can often just notice so much of yourself within a mirror soul. I would say that the reason I say not all mirror souls are necessarily twin flames is because there are times when we meet a mirror soul that isn't meant to necessarily mirror us in every way, but there's like one specific reflection that they're meant to give back to us. So for example, there may be one similarity between your childhoods, and somehow through talking about it together or through hearing their story, it reflects something back to you about your own childhood, because again, there's that parallel reflection. But in some cases, like in this example, that might be the only reason that you come together. And then when the purpose of the connection is over, once you've shown each other what needs to be seen, these mirror soul connections can often leave our lives just as quickly as they enter our lives. The thing about the mirror soul coming up in this reading that is adding complication is I feel that the mirror soul we're talking about here is a bit more intense. For some of you, it could be a twin flame. For others of you, there are just a lot of things that this person mirrors back to you and vice versa, that you mirror back to them as well. And specifically, I'm getting something about how you mirror each other's higher selves back to the other. So the version of you that is the most fulfilled, that is the most passionate, that is in love with life, that is the most adventurous, that is doing all the things that you love. It's almost like you mirror that version of yourselves back to each other in some way. And what I'm getting and what I actually wrote down is mirror souls, but one is lagging behind. And, I dropped my pen there for a second. So what I got from that is that you most likely are the one who is ahead in a way, because you are the one who is engaging with this kind of spiritual content, who has an interest in really understanding this connection on a deeper level. And I feel that the other person here is quote unquote lagging behind. And so what I'm getting is that, first of all, by the way, I also got something about glasses that could relate to someone. Someone could wear glasses, doesn't have to be the case. This also could represent someone seeing something clearly if you're taking this in more of a symbolic way. But what I'm getting here, pause for a second, because we have to go back to what I said at the beginning about how you and this person are complementing each other. But also when we were talking at the beginning about the microphone that I'm using in this reading video, it took me a second to remember what we were talking about at the very beginning, because we went down this whole separate kind of rabbit hole here, which you guys know I love to do. But I felt the need to circle back because the reason I felt guided to mention what microphone I use, yes, maybe for some of you, this will be one that you look into using for yourself or for some project, but I'm getting that it has a bigger meaning. For many of you, this is about you stepping into this time where you are meant to be amplifying your voice, where your voice is meant to be heard, whether it's your singing, your speaking, an idea you have to share. And I feel the microphone represents, I'm hearing the recording and amplifying of your voice. And of course, we think of recording as literally like, here I am recording this video right now. But what I mean is more even like spiritually, somehow cataloging your ideas or your energy. It's almost like you're encapsulating your energy, your essence, your ideas, your voice in some kind of form that can then be disseminated throughout the world. I mean, this doesn't even have to be a literal microphone recording. This could be you writing something out, like in putting that writing out into the world, you writing a book, you painting, you whatever this is. But it feels like I'm hearing you're attracting tools to amplify your voice. So just like I felt guided to mention the microphone, maybe you are going to be attracting in certain tools or resources or opportunities that give your voice a platform or help you amplify your voice in some way. And if you'd really like to lock this energy in, you could write in the comments, my voice is meant to be amplified. Because I feel that for many of you, you've almost been in this waiting room with your gifts or with your ideas or with the next evolution of those gifts or ideas. I know many of you have been putting them into action. And I'm saying this as someone who's going through this as well, because I am in the middle of this transition myself, and we are all going through this together. Know that you aren't alone in this. You are so supported. And if you're feeling a little bit shaky or a little bit uncertain, you are right on track. I mean, even with my own life and my own journey, I hesitated to publicly share my music, even though that is a part of my voice and a part of my soul and something that I've loved doing for over a decade and something that I really always desperately wanted to share. And yet it takes courage to allow your voice to evolve, to allow yourself to evolve to the point where you are confident enough to create with it and to share it publicly. And that's kind of been the journey I was on, even though I've had this channel that we've been creating on together for a while that I love. I'd always wanted to weave my music into what I'm doing here, but I had to work up the courage to that point. And I feel like I'm still in that zone of like feeling fully comfortable and confident doing that, even though it's been so beautiful and so fulfilling for me that so many times this year it's brought me to tears in the happiest way. It's also been so terrifying at times. And the reason I feel guided to share that is because I feel I'm speaking directly to someone who's going through something very parallel. It's funny, so much of the theme of this reading is about parallel experiences. So maybe that's funny. My phone actually rang there for a second, so I had to pause the recording. And maybe even within that, there is some kind of a message for someone. Maybe you are going to be receiving some kind of call, or in a way, you've been receiving this wake-up call from your higher self, like, okay, it's time to jump into some kind of action, or it's time to let yourself be shared with the world. An idea that came to me earlier today, and I know this reading has been one of those where we've been talking about all different kinds of dynamics. I just had a lot of different downloads come through today, so I've really been wanting to touch on several of those. But one download that came through is that it's time for light workers who have been in their people-pleasing era to be entering the era where they are unapologetic. And so I feel that you may be such a light worker, someone who has been on this journey of feeling like you've been maybe at times people-pleasing, but then moving from people-pleasing to healing on an internal level, but still doing a lot of that in the invisible realm, behind the scenes, internally. And lately, you may have been feeling this push energy, like it's time to get started. It's time to move. It's time to take some kind of action on my dreams. And if you're ready to do that, I've created audio tools to support you in shifting the energy in that positive direction and manifesting your own dreams in your life. And these are my subliminals. Subliminals are so powerful because they work with the subconscious mind, which research shows us it's actually the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we reprogram our own subconscious mind using subliminals, we're essentially shifting the fabric of our very universe, because we are shifting that 95% of our thoughts and therefore our energy. So personally, I have seen more profound results, shifts, and changes than using subliminals than any other manifestation technique I've tried in the past. I am so passionate about them. Sound and Soulful is the app that was born from this passion, and it's now available in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And as you can see on the screen, within this app, I have over 150 subliminals for love, relationships, for energy clearing, mood, mindset, money, business, and so much more. And there's a brand new feature in the app that allows you to input your personal goals and get back a recommended playlist that can help you to achieve that goal through shifting your energy and your subconscious. So I would love for you to try out my library of subliminals and see how they work for you. If this reading has been connecting, there are a few that I would really recommend, because I can feel that you are ready to jump into action and start using your gifts and activating your voice in a different way. So the ones I would most recommend for you are throat chakra activation, because I definitely feel a lot moving in your throat chakra. You are definitely ready to be sharing your voice in a bigger way, and this will help you to clear any blockages there. Also, Ultimate Alchemist Transformation. This is one of my most powerful ones. This will really help you to get the energy positively moving in all areas of your life so that you start moving towards your dream life when it comes to finances, fulfillment, your business or career, your relationships, your love life. It is a very, very deep level, comprehensive energy tool to help you align with that dream life. And I would also recommend my subliminal highest vibrational timeline to really help you connect in with the energy of your highest timeline, which really, if this reading is connecting, you're already moving in that direction. But these subliminals are meant to help you lock in that frequency every single day. Don't allow your attention, your focus to be siphoned or pulled away from your mission. You're here to do something big, and these subliminals will help to support you in that. And the link to get started and try them out for yourself is in the pinned comment and description box below. You can even combine these 3 subliminals into your own private playlist as well. So I want to dive back into the reading, and specifically, I want to talk about this person that you are mirroring. You're mirroring each other here, but the thing that I'm getting is that unlike some mirror soul connections where they're meant to come into your life to reflect 1 or 2 things to you, maybe even just one specific pattern or dynamic, to help you shift in a specific way, and then they leave your life. That's what happens very often, again, with mirror souls. However, with this particular mirror soul, that may have been what happened on the surface, but the connection is still active. So what I'm getting is, and let me take a quick sip of my coffee here. What I'm getting is that they came into your life. It happened very quickly, very suddenly. I'm hearing things went deep emotionally very fast. And then all of a sudden they were gone. There's like this sudden drop off. During the time where they were in your life, there was this profound mutual reflecting. You were reflecting back to each other, a lot of parallels. But again, specifically for you in this reading, because I do like to get really specific in these mini readings, the parallels seem to be about your dreams and your visions. I do keep getting something visually, like for some reason, I'm getting that some of you may literally look similar to this person in certain ways because of that kind of mirroring effect, but that doesn't have to be for everyone. But what I'm getting is that you mirror back to them the visionary within themselves, but they lost touch with that visionary part of themselves. It's almost like they became very hesitant in a way and overwhelmed and feeling like they had to shut down that higher part of themselves. And that is what created the disconnect between the two of you. But the thing about your connection is it's not over from an energetic perspective. And that's why you haven't been able to let it go. That's why you've still been feeling it. I'm hearing you've been thinking about them, but they've been thinking about you too. This is really going both directions, which, by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you would like to manifest contact from this person, check out my Break No Contact subliminal in my app as well. This one gets more results, I think, than any other subliminal I've created because I get testimonials every day from people attracting contact from the person that they want to hear from using this subliminal. And I was just thinking of this because I literally had a couple different comments come in just today from people saying that they literally listened to this and just a couple minutes in, the person they wanted to hear from contacted them. So that's definitely worth trying out as well. Because what I'm getting from this person and situation is this is not over. This is energetically still very much active and alive. And in fact, the reason you find yourself so heavily thinking about this person is because they haven't let you go either. I saw 1717, so that could be a number for someone. They are still thinking about you as well. But when I say they're lagging behind, what I mean by that is they seem to be lagging behind in terms of they hesitated. There's something about them lagging behind in terms of their level of awareness of what this connection really is. Yeah, and appreciation reversed. I feel like part of them tried to kind of brush this under the rug or underappreciate it, like to not really acknowledge the value in this connection. And another card came flying out here. Yeah, but I feel like that's changing now with the crown chakra upright. It's almost like right now, this person is going through the most massive spiritual awakening of their life. And it's happening so quickly. Like I see them just being flooded with this crown chakra energy that's activating them spiritually, that seems to be waking them up and making them realize. I'm hearing it's not just them having realizations about you in this connection, although that is happening as well, but it's actually bringing in realizations in general. I'm hearing, I don't want to live this way anymore. So I feel like for some of them, they're completely overhauling their entire life as a result of these spiritual realizations. And I also heard, I just want to have a conversation. Yeah, with cornucopia reversed, I have the feeling that this person is realizing that they've been really off track from manifesting and doing the things that they really want to do in this world. And again, this is how it fits together. You are the one who reflects back that visionary within them. So that is why this is connected to them awakening about the truth of your connection, because your connection illuminates the visionary within them. And so it's natural that as a byproduct of that as well, they would also be evaluating their life and realizing ways in which they haven't been showing up as that visionary in their own life. By the way, I know this is a bit random, but earlier today, I picked up two bracelets. One is black tourmaline and the other is hematite. And I have really been loving the grounding, stabilizing effect I've been feeling from these crystal bracelets. And it felt so aligned to, like one of those moments where, I mean, you guys know if you were here yesterday, I was just talking about these crystals, not hematite, but I was talking about obsidian and black tourmaline. And so it was so synchronistic when someone came by selling these bracelets. It was so perfectly timed and felt meant to be. So I feel that if you're connecting with this reading, you're going to be receiving, or maybe you already did receive, some kind of synchronistic moment like that where you're thinking about something or almost like requesting something, and then the universe is delivering an opportunity to receive exactly what you want or exactly what you've been requesting. So let me know in the comments if that's happened for you recently, or save this video and come back and let me know when it does happen, because I am feeling that for some of you very strongly. I have to say, I have a feeling that this person is not done showing up in these reading videos. I imagine we'll continue channeling into this in the future. So if you'd like more on this, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And if you would like to check out my music, which I know I mentioned earlier, you can follow me on Spotify under my artist name, Songs by Infinity. The link to check out the most recent song on my Spotify is in the description box of this video. But I am actually releasing a brand new song very soon. I just sent the vocals to my producer, so he is going to be mixing everything together. I'm definitely not an expert at that part. And then I will be releasing it after that. So it should be out within the next 1 to 2 weeks. And if you want to be the first to listen, be sure that you're following me on Spotify. You can also follow my Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. I like to post and repost high vibrational content there to keep your vibration high all day long. And of course, if you'd like to use any of these subliminals I mentioned earlier to manifest powerfully in your life, to work with these energies, whether it's my Break No Contact, throat chakra activation, Ultimate Alchemist Transformation, or Highest Vibrational Timeline, or all 4 of them, the link to get started in the Sound and Soulful app is in the pinned comment and description box below. Otherwise, I'm sending so much amazing energy to all of you. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next